Hello everybody, my name is Shalise. Welcome out everybody to my part 1 video of the top 15 Supernatural seasons from worst to best. We're going to be doing 3 parts. Part 1 will be my least favorite 5 seasons, then to the middle ground, and then to the top 5. So there's 15 seasons of Supernatural. This show has been on for 15 years. There's the worst, and then there's the best. Let's start off with the worst of the bunch. Supernatural Season 7. I debated whether or not to put Supernatural Season 7 or Season 15 and last, but I'm going to put Supernatural Season 7. I could not stand a lot of the season. They changed the entire formula of Supernatural. After episode 1, where Castiel and Leviathans and all that stuff, as soon as Castiel goes, Leviathans go into the water, it's just a great old mess. I mean, we get this one episode, and you all know what I'm talking about. This is the worst Supernatural episode of all time, where Sam had this nice flashback of a monster actually saving him from another monster, and this was a young girl who her mother was a monster, and she's a monster herself. And Sam's back in this town because there's another killing, so he thinks it's her. Turns out she only killed a bad person to save her son's life, who is just like her. But ultimately, she's a good person and all that. The thing is, though, Dean decides to kill her. He kills her, and then in front of the son sees it. And then he says, the only person I'm going to kill is you. That moment right there, I hate it, because it started a rift between the brothers that didn't need to have a rift. And said Dean acted all morally righteous, and then Sam and Dean just got back together at the end and be like, hey, yeah, we're brothers, we gotta forgive each other for this stuff. But seriously, it was just, I could not stand this episode because the fact that Dean killed somebody in front of the mother. I mean, in front of their own mother. Same thing how, like, Dean Winchester lost his mother from the Yellow-White Demon. Dean became what he hated. Why was that an episode? This was the most terrible episode of Supernatural I've ever did see in my life. Also, the brothers were driving around in their car. They drove around in a minivan because the FBI was on them, even though the FBI thought they were dead. So it kind of breaks lore, Season 7 does. The only good thing about Season 7 I enjoyed was they introduced Kevin Tran and Charlie. And some of the other side characters. They had more of the stuff with Meg, and the Castiel's thing was nice. Dick, the villain, didn't really care for. Bobby's end was nice, but to me, Supernatural Season 7 is the bottom of the barrel Supernatural season. I would give it a C+. I still enjoy bits and pieces of this season, but as a whole, there's a lot of stuff I'm more angry with and I hate with than I actually loved. So Supernatural Season 7 is bottom of the barrel, dead last, number 15. Number 14 is Supernatural 15. I know a lot of people will love this because of feelings and also, but I cannot stand waste of opportunities. God was a terrible villain. Having Lucifer back in one episode and killing him off was stupid. Devoting an entire episode of Lilith was stupid just to kill her off. Having Michael come back for 2 episodes and then him be back on God's good graces was just stupid. How the Winchesters beat God is silly. I mean, I get it. Here's the thing, I didn't really care for the ending because I just wanted this show to end for a while now. They could have made a better ending. They could have made Adam the villain. They could have made Adam the villain with Michael and all that stuff. They could have done anything else besides God, because once you do that over the top shit, the problem is though with Supernatural as a whole, it's just, oh, the brothers could defeat anybody and everything. They could win every single battle they're fighting against, because they made them into superheroes. They stopped with the whole hero drama and just being regular humans, and then they went from hero to superhero, which they can never die from. And I'm not a big fan of this season. I would give it a B-. There are some good moments. I didn't hate the finale. They had to do what they had to do with COVID. I think they had a pretty good finale. But overall, as a season as a whole, could have been better. The villains was not some of the villains. Some of the stuff was good. Like, certain episodes were very good, and then they had certain flop episodes. I mean, like, they have some creative decisions, like remaking how hell looks for the production for the final season. Why? I mean, Arthur Ketch just dying on a random thing, gone. The whole Universal, like the whole other worlds that got created just disappear, so we're not gonna including the season 13 arc of the alternate universes. So, oh, okay, the other worlds are gone too, so stupid. So Supernatural Season 15, I give it a B-. It's slightly better than the other Supernatural seasons, and then Supernatural season 7. But to me, Supernatural season 15 was just a disappointment as a whole as a season. So Supernatural season 15, B-. Next up will be number 13, Supernatural season 14. I enjoyed Supernatural season 14. I like the beginning where Jack's basically like human. We see Lucifer's vessel, Nick, is basically looking for the people who killed his, looking for the demon that killed his family and all that stuff, or the person who killed his family, and he's trying to learn more about everything. He's trying to get more involved with what's happening, and I really like Lucifer's vessel, Nick, just really desperate at how he, again, seeking his family as killer, and then ultimately wanting Lucifer back. Then there's Jack, who becomes human, then he starts to lose his soul, slowly but surely. And then the alternate version of Michael, I did not mind. It's just they kind of went to Supernatural season 10 route. You know, Dean's possessed by Michael for like 2-3 episodes, and he's gone, and then Dean feels bad about the bad shit he did, and then they return again. Also, I did not like the last 4 episodes of this season, just because they set up Jack, and sorry for spoiler alert, but you should have catched up. Jack just spoiler, Jack kills Mary, and then we have 4 episodes of the brothers deciding whether or not they should do with Jack. Dean wants to kill him, Sam doesn't want to kill him, so it's just a whole bunch of BS for nothing. I enjoy Supernatural season 14 for the most part, but how Supernatural season 14 was building up season 15, and since season 15 is just a bad season, well, not a bad season, it's just an season, the last 4 episodes of Supernatural season 14 were to me. So Supernatural season 14, I would say this is a B- as well. I would put this higher than season 15 because I actually like a little bit more episodes, and I think the story's a little bit better in Supernatural season 14 than 15, but it's a B- as well. Number 12, I'm going to get to Supernatural season 10. They promised us the year of Dean as demon, and we got 3 episodes of him as a demon. I would prefer 9 out of 20, but 3 out of 20 we got him with. And then you get this typical, I feel bad, Sam, for the stuff I've done. Like, Sam's like, Dean, it's not your fault. And you got all that repetition just going and going. And I understand it as a story, but how it is, I'm like, I knew they were going to continue that path, that Dean would feel guilty, but in 3 episodes out of like 23, I'm sorry, you don't get a pass from me for that. Also, they killed Charlie, who I wanted as a main character of the show. She was a sister of Supernatural. But yeah, Dean kills Death in the most stupidest way possible. So another great character I like, Death and Charlie both died. And those 2 versions never really appeared. Charlie has an alternate version of her, but it's not the true Charlie. So I'm sorry, I don't give a shit. There was a pretty good episodes like Fan Fiction. That was a good episode. The Executioner song with Kane returning to fight Dean and all that stuff. I think there were some really strong episodes, really strong moments of this season. But to me, it's not a awesome season. It has some good moments. I give it a B now. I used to hate the season, but compared to the other Supernatural seasons before, I still enjoyed the Mark of Cain storyline. It's just, it could have been better. This season could have been way better. This season had so much more potential to be number 1 to number 5. I mean, this season could have been awesome, but to me, it was just good. It was a good season. It builds up for the future season, season 11, so it had that, but there are just certain things they could just dial back down a bit, and again, more Dean as a demon would have been nice. So, Supernatural season 10, number 12. And this is the 11th spot, and we're going to stop it right here for part 1. And for part 1, the last spot, number 11, and a lot of people are going to hate me for this, is Supernatural season 11. I enjoy having God being revealed as Chuck. I enjoy Amara being Chuck's sister. I love Misha playing Lucifer. I love Lucifer's return as a character. I love Crowley and Rowena teaming up again with the boys to fight against Lucifer, against Amara. I like this stuff, but the problem is that there was such a drag, a build-up to what Amara is. First she's a baby, then she's a little girl, then it takes a while for her to become Amara, the grown-up, and to be God's sister. It takes a while. There's certain deaths I did not enjoy, like Metatron's death. Didn't really care for. I think they could have just done it a lot better. And certain things about the script, or maybe because they didn't have a good special effects and they have a budget. But to me, I think this season could have been a lot better. I enjoy Supernatural Season 11. This is a B-plus season. This is a very, very good season of Supernatural. I enjoy it, but to me, it wasn't... I just love these other seasons a lot more. Not saying this is a bad season. This is a very good season, but again, I cannot put over the other ones. When you see my number 10 pick, a lot of people are going to be shocked, but I really enjoyed my number 10 pick, and I really enjoyed Supernatural Season 11. I really did enjoy Amara for what we got of her, for how much we got of the grown-up Amara, about questioning people around her, about faith, about God. I really did enjoy that, but to me, there just should have been so much more for this season. And not so much more, but there should have been a little bit more. I don't know. This just felt like a lot of filler episodes. And I'm going to say this. If there was ever going to be an endgame instead of Supernatural Season 5, Supernatural Season 11 was it. If they ended Supernatural Season 11 with like with Sam and Dean being the new God and Amara, where they're both set light and dark, and they're both... Like, if they would have put the ending arc for Supernatural Season 11, I would have put the season a lot higher. But since it didn't, just did a continuation of the story, kind of puts it downhill a bit. And again, I like the fact that this Winchester couldn't beat Amara, that they couldn't, defeat her, and ultimately she has to reconcile with Chuck, and they have to have a sit-down in order to be basically, okay, we're cool, we're not going to end the world and all that stuff. I like that. That's some good writing by Supernatural, instead of them just ultimately winning in the end of the day. Unlike Supernatural Season 11 did a lot of things better than more than Supernatural Season 15, the final season, where everybody's just like superheroes, and again, like freaking they could defeat God and all that stuff. No. But Supernatural Season 11, a pretty dang great season. I would give it number 11 spot. So yeah, everybody, that's my part 1 of the top 15 Supernatural seasons. I will doing a part 2. I will be doing a part 3 soon. But let me know what y'all think, everyone. My top 15 Supernatural seasons. Which is your least favorite Supernatural season? What's your 15, 14, 13, 12, 11 spot? Let me know what y'all think, everyone. Name's Elise. Alfred, everybody. Bye.